Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called A Coronavirus Gathering of Thieves. We predict that the coronavirus pandemic will drive the largest gathering and concentration of criminal activity this country has seen in decades. Thieves love fear, they love desperation, and they love chaos and slow police response time. To them, all those words equal opportunity. Now, mind you, as soon as they find a cure for the coronavirus, all of this criminal activity will subside. But until that point, we're going to see a dramatic spike in criminal activity. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe, like, follow, and comment on our show. Also, I wanted to tell you that this show is sponsored by HollywoodIsCalling.com. It's a company that allows you to purchase live calls with real celebrities. Whether you want to purchase a call for yourself or a gift call for somebody else, getting a live call from a real celebrity is a lot of fun. So feel free to buy one for somebody you know or care about. Now let's begin. There are a number of criminal activities that we think are going to be spiked by the coronavirus pandemic. The first category involves product counterfeiting. We're already seeing reports of criminal groups counterfeiting face masks and hand sanitizer. Now, you wouldn't think that that would be such a big segment until now. Now, there are still a lot of people out there who don't realize that most coronavirus transmissions occur when people touch their faces, when they touch their mouths or their noses, or they shake hands with somebody else. The airborne droplets tend to be less of a factor when it comes to transmission of the virus. So what's happening is a lot of the online marketplaces are being inundated with counterfeit N95 face masks that people are buying en masse thinking that these are going to help them, but in reality, these counterfeit masks are next to useless because they're not built to the same product specifications that are required to be a genuine N95 mask. The next category of threat is going to be posed by predatory telemarketing. We predict that there will be a huge spike in predatory telemarketing calls designed to try and sell senior citizens all sorts of fake and fraudulent services designed to protect them from the coronavirus. We also forecast that the telemarketing services will try to sell all sorts of fraudulent home and business disinfection services designed to come in and for a low fee of $99.95, they'll come in and they'll spray your entire home with disinfectant and protect you from the coronavirus. 9 times out of 10, it turns out to be something completely useless and fraudulent, like water mixed with soap or something, and it'll have no disinfectant benefits whatsoever. So be very mindful of that. There's also going to be a series of new economic stressors impacting the marketplace, both buyers and sellers. Empty movie theaters, concert halls, churches, stores, sports arenas. These are all going to incur massive losses as a result of their decision not to remain open during the pandemic. Those that do will probably find, leery customers very reluctant to come in and patronize their establishments for fear of having somebody cough on them or being exposed in some way. With a huge number of people staying at home during the pandemic, I predict that companies like Amazon, Netflix, and YouTube, and also other companies that deliver food and products to your home are going to see their stock prices spike, whether it's temporary or whether it's long-term, because they're positioned, at the right place and the right time with the right service. I think these companies are going to do really well. There are going to be new security threats that a lot of people and entities have failed to prepare for. What's going to happen is that if the pandemic escalates and the number of people infected rises, there is a possibility that a larger number of police officers and first responders will call in sick. And if you reduce the police presence on the streets, in the cities, then what that's going to do, as it always has in the past, is to encourage a spike in criminal activity. That means that police will take longer to respond to calls, and the cause and that'll cause families and friends to be more vigilant and involved in their own security needs. We also predict a new focus of criminal opportunists targeting the elderly and the sick with fake Medicare claims. These fake and fraudulent Medicare claims won't just be filed by criminals, they're also going to be filed by opportunistic physicians and a lot of the small clinics that are out there operating on the fringes who are sort of known for filing these fake claims. We believe that the enormous homeless population, senior citizens groups, and other individuals are going to present an enormous demographic of opportunity for criminals. Another target of opportunity for criminals will be the growing population of dormant real estate, whether it's personally owned homes, whether it's warehouses, whether it's stores. There are a lot of closed buildings out there and a lot of vacation homes which are no longer being used. And even though a lot of these places have alarms, that doesn't seem to matter as much as it used to. In a lot of cities, police response times are being weakened by the demand for their services. And if a life is not at threat, then as a police call, you're not going to be a priority. So if somebody has 5 or 10 minutes to smash into a home or smash into a commercial building, that is more than ample to go in and take what they need. So we think that home and commercial building burglaries are going to be a significant issue. From a financial perspective, we think that companies that are involved in short stay rentals, movie or the sale of movie or concert tickets, sporting events, even churches and religious organizations, I believe they're going to take a serious hit in the short term. Long term, when this epidemic passes, they'll of course bounce back and hopefully do quite well. But in the near term, I think these people are going to have to draw down on their credit reserves and live off their savings for a while. The good news is that even though their stocks may be hammered in the beginning, I believe once this pandemic passes, they're going to see a huge spike in their stock prices. So hopefully this will all rebound in their favor. A lot of people think that they're going to be able to exploit this market downturn by buying stocks in anticipation of them spiking. Despite what the news shows will tell you, nobody knows how long this pandemic will last. I'm hearing a lot of rumors that they should have a cure in mid-April, but who knows? And if you want to capitalize on a stock situation like this, it's all about timing. So, the larger hedge funds and stock buyers, they're all computer driven and their algorithms monitor the news on a second by second basis. So when they hear that things have turned around, they'll modify their buying activity almost immediately and begin to drive the stock prices up well before the average individual has time to log on to their computer and to begin acquiring stocks. One of the few good things about a situation like this pandemic is that during times of tribulation, great adversity has a way of bringing people together. In World War II, a lot of people connected with their friends and relatives and neighbors and helped each other and bonded for life, because of all the adversity they had to face together. And if there is any upside to this pandemic, is that hopefully it will bring people together in the spirit of helping each other and supporting each other through it. So what can you do to insulate yourself from all this elevated criminal activity, as well as mitigate the chances of your being infected by this pandemic? Well, the most important thing is that you connect with family, friends, and neighbors, support each other, that you remain extremely vigilant about the activity in your neighborhood, and most importantly, don't answer any telemarketing calls. So with that, I wish you well, and we will see you soon.